most of us think of the Cherry Creek Arts Festival as maybe a 3-day event.
But it's really a year-round program. As Ms. Jelniker reports, this week's 7 Everyday Hero makes sure of that.
Amongst all the music and art, food and people at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival is a small army of volunteers.
It takes about 750 volunteers, day of event volunteers, to run the Cherry Creek Arts Festival.
One of those volunteers is George Hernandez. He's been giving his time for more than 6 years.
George is the perfect volunteer.
I think the reward for me is the excitement that I get from just interfacing with children of all ages.
George is the chairman of the Janus Student Art Buying Program. It's an art appreciation project. 24 schools were selected this year to get a check from Janus to buy art at the festival. The students select and buy the artwork for their schools.
But you'd be surprised what these kids can do in negotiations.
And to further their appreciation for art, the students have to defend their purchases.
We chose this to represent our school because living in the mountains, we're surrounded by trees.
And when you hear these kids talk, these students talk, it amazes you. Because I felt like, last year especially, that any one of those students could go out and buy art for me if I had the money. So this is one piece that travels.
George also volunteers for the Cherry Creek Arts Festival Mobile Art Gallery. An example can be found at Cherry Creek Mall. The Mobile Art Gallery is filled with original art that perpetually travels to area schools. And that means George does a lot of traveling too.
This year he's been from Colorado Springs to Broomfield and everywhere in between, visiting different schools.
I know that a lot of them are not going to be artists, but at least they're introduced to the art community.
And they now appreciate the arts, perhaps?
Yes, I think they do.
So the Cherry Creek Arts Festival is so much more than just a great holiday weekend. It's a year-round art experience that's made possible in part by volunteers like George Hernandez.
If I could clone anybody, I would clone George. He's remarkable.
Hey, how are you guys? We have a surprise. After all you great volunteers here, we're going to single one of you out because we know he's been working so hard for the arts, and that's George. Yes! We'd like to make you a 7 Everyday Hero for always helping out with the Cherry Creek Arts Fest and helping with the arts in our community.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good job.